we have established a tip line, and we encourage anyone with information to call the tip line at 1-800-263-5906. And again, that number is 1-800-263-5906. Our investigators are following up with leads and tips actively. The people of our community are honest, hardworking, and kind-hearted. It is almost impossible to believe that something this horrific could happen in our city, and an event like this threatens our sense of security. However, I believe we will come together as a community to overcome this fear. A number of resources are being utilized in the search for answers in this tragic case. We currently have representatives from the Wisconsin Department of Criminal Investigations, the Wisconsin State Crime Lab, as well as many local law enforcement agencies assisting in this investigation who are working tirelessly to uncover the truth. We also have victim advocates who are working with the family. I would ask in closing that if anyone has any information about this case, that they please reach out to that tip line. And again, that's at 1-800-263-5906. There's a few questions. I will try to answer some of them.
Chief Calvin, Courtney Godfrey with FOX 9. You said you want people to remain vigilant. The school district even came out and said, parents, if you can, pick up your kids, don't let them walk or bike. It sounds to me like you think this person could still be around, that people may be in danger. Can you just expand on that?
Well, the simple fact is that we have not made an arrest in this case, so the suspect is still at large. So in that case, we just want to be extra vigilant and make sure that if there are any tips, anyone has any information, to go ahead and call that tip line. We have a lot of investigators that are working on those all the time.
Chief, could you talk about a timeline possibly? We saw in the release that 9 o'clock is when a family member called, but could you please just describe when she was last seen, when she left her aunt's home, help folks know what they should be looking for, as a certain time from yesterday?
Sure. I can appreciate asking that question, and those are things that everyone wants to know about. But timelines and things like that are really things that are speaking about this active investigation, and I can't really go into those right now.
How quickly were you able to determine that this was a homicide investigation?
Once we located the deceased, at that point, it transitioned from a missing person into what we believe to be a homicide investigation.
Based on evidence at the scene?
That was at the point that we made the decision to transition that. So I can't speak as to what the evidence is or specifics as to that decision making, but why we went to that decision. But that was at that time.
Is that a route that she would have taken home then from her aunt's house to her home?
And again, those are things that our investigators are still looking into, conducting interviews and things of that nature. So I don't have any more information on that, unfortunately, right now.
At this point, we're not saying cause of death. We're not saying how or were there obvious signs of what caused the death?
At this point, no, we're not saying that. We're only a day into the investigation. This is a major incident, and we want to make sure we do it correctly, properly. And at this point, we don't have that information to give out.
Is there any indication as to whether the suspect knew really if there was any prior knowledge of who she was?
Right. At this point, we really can't say because, again, we're developing that information right now. Our investigators are following up on leads, and I don't really have anything to give out on that particular
this is pretty
case.
Scary for this community, for parents especially. What can you say to parents in Chippewa Falls tonight?
What I would say to parents in Chippewa Falls is that Chippewa Falls is a safe community. This is a very rare occurrence. However, we have to be cognizant to the fact that it will require some additional vigilance here today. So I guess that's what I would say at this point.
Well, Chief, you told the community that there could be a danger out there and to be vigilant, right? What do they need to be vigilant for? What should they be looking for? What are the things that should concern them?
That's a good question. Anything that's suspicious. Things that are suspicious, based on some of the information maybe we've already given out, if they think something might be relevant to this case, they should really call that tip number. So I'll take one more question.
Chief, Line of Google said that they're cooperating with your investigation. Can you tell us anything about surveillance video or anything that's available from their property?
Our investigators are following up on all leads, and Line of Google's has been helpful in providing us a location to stage, and we're looking into those areas as well. So, okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Chief.
When's the next press conference?
We will have to